Welcome to Gray Overload. I'm Anthony, and we have it. Nvidia has announced the RTX 3000 series. There's been a lot of rumors going around in the last week, and now Nvidia has laid out the announcement for their RTX 3000. And I was wrong. I thought the price would be a lot higher, and Nvidia came in at what I think is going to be a pretty competitive price range. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, about maybe why they dove into maybe that price range. Granted, they still have a card that costs them $1,500, but overall, I think the prices kind of came down if what they're saying for performance compared to previous generations is what it adds up to once we get the reviews out. Now, I'll jump over here and we can kind of go through. This is just Nvidia's website for the RTX series. Now it's the evolution of ray tracing here, and we'll kind of see some of the stuff where they're saying the 3070 now is basically where the RTX 2080 Ti was in performance wise. And if that's the case, especially for ray tracing, it's kind of showing that the 2000 series you want to sell as fast as you can so you can upgrade, because it's probably going to lose its value pretty quickly. And that's a bad thing if you just bought the graphics card. You know, with all the rumors, I hope, unless you really needed it, you would have held off on it and maybe chose something a little bit cheaper for right now and to get you over into this new series if you wanted, or even wait to see what AMD does to compare it and then pick your poison then. But it's the second generation architecture. They're calling it the Ampere architecture. We've been hearing that for months now. And it has new RT cores, tensor cores. It has improved performance overall, and from what Nvidia is saying, right? And once we really kind of see, they didn't have too much. It was only like a 30-minute announcement, which was a great short timing announcement as well. Now they went through some stuff that they have through Fortnite and all this other stuff, and I don't really want to focus on that. If you want to go look at some of the games they might have went through, by all means, go through and do it. Let me know if you want more on that. They talked about DLSS 2.0, which we'll touch on here in a little bit. But they're talking with the RT cores, 2x throughput there, 2x throughput in their tensor cores as well. So that kind of helps with a lot of the AI stuff. They're really pushing AI here overall. And then you also have 2x throughput of their SMs. So there's going to be a lot more throughput overall, which is a great thing, right? We're all looking for more performance overall, and if NVIDIA is going to give it to us, we'll take it. So going through, NVIDIA is saying that RTX is all over the place, but we haven't really seen it yet. And I'm really waiting for us to really kind of see the full-fledged of everything coming out with ray tracing. I think that that's going to be a console kind of generation mark of what we see going forward. And as the consoles come out, that's going to be more of, hey, this is what ray tracing is, and more things will come with ray tracing, which is going to help gamers that want to see that better graphic fidelity and the ray tracing. Now, DLSS, I'm still coming around to DLSS. Now, this is going to help boost your frame rates and supposed to be also help with image quality as well, being able to AI process images that are in the driver, basically those images that it's learned are in the driver, and then they can create a little bit better, detail in those images, plus then keep the frame rates higher. They have a little description here as you can read through as well. Jensen touched on this, right? And he was talking it up, but really, Jensen, when we're waiting on these announcements for the new graphics cards, you're putting all this stuff in the beginning. All we really want to know is about the graphics cards. And I'm sure everyone here is really wanting to know that too, but like this website, it is going through very slowly. And victory in milliseconds, they talked about this new Nvidia Reflex. I think that's kind of like AMD anti-lag. Sure, it works great, I'm guessing. They also have a streaming side there, so NVIDIA Broadcast app. Something if I get an Nvidia card, I would definitely want to take a look at. I have a video on the AMD streaming, so I would definitely want to see what Nvidia has in comparison to it and do a walkthrough of it as well. You also have the DirectX 12 Ultimate, and this is going to be including that ultimate features like ray tracing, variable rate shading, and this is what we want as gamers, right? The variable rate shading, the ray tracing, the support for DirectX 12 Ultimate, and we want to make sure that that stuff is actually supported in the games. But let's get down to the great juicy details that we're all waiting for, and that is the RTX 3090, the RTX 3080, and the RTX 3070 that were announced today. And we can compare these specs here as well, and you can kind of see as we go through them that we have CUDA cores on the 3090 are just, I mean, you got 10,496. The 3080 is 8,704, and then the 3070 is 5,880. And the boost clocks are all about 1.7 gigahertz. Now here's the big jump up that I really like what they did here. And the 3090 is 24 gigs of RAM of that GDDR6X. That's kind of something that they kind of work with, what was it, Micron on to get a little bit faster. I think it believes it's at 19 gigabits per second, as well as in the 3080 is at 10 gigs of RAM. And I'm sure that that's maybe some sort of a price comparison. I would like to see them maybe at 12 there, but I'm not going to complain as they put in 8 gigs for that 3070. Now, the 3060 when it comes out, I really hope that they have in maybe, I mean, I'd like to see 8, but I'm guessing it's going to be 6. I'd like to see 6 gigs be at that 50 series and then 8 gigs at the 60. Maybe they'll do that, but we'll see. And they go through a whole bunch of stuff that's supported. Basically, all 3 of these are supporting everything except for SLI. SLI is no longer on your 30 and 70 cards. So if you want SLI, you're going to be spending $1,500 to get the 3090, which is kind of, I don't know if I wouldn't say that it replaces the Titan. I would see this as Nvidia is still going to come up with a Titan at some point for maybe more research heavy, more professional use, but then you have the 3090 for your gaming series. So you have that high-end gaming card and really make it so the Titan doesn't do really gaming as much and make that more research. Maybe that's what they're going to try to do. That's what I would like them to see them do, but who knows what Nvidia has up its sleeve. One new thing that there is here with this is HDMI 2.1. So for those, like I'm having a monitor here come with HDMI 2.1, which will have 4K 144 refresh rate. This is going to be great support for that. Still DisplayPort 1.4a, not 2.0 yet. And from what I've heard, just rumors around, just trying to search on when DisplayPort 2.0 is coming out, it's going to be next year more that we're going to start seeing displays with it. So I'm guessing next generation graphics cards will have it. Now they have maximum resolution here of 8K. I think that's 8K. No, it might be greater than that. I don't know. It's a lot higher resolution than what I'm going to be playing my games with. I'm going to 4K, depending upon which graphics card I have. I'm still going to 4K. You can get some of the dimensions here off of it. So yeah, you got the 3090 is 3 slots. That's going to be a pretty hefty card overall. They have the maximum power wattage, so 350 watts, 320 for the 3080, and 220 for the 3070. And the recommended power supplies are 750 watts. Okay, so it's a power hungry card or uses a lot of power. But you know, for me playing games, if I'm gonna be playing games, I really don't care that much about how much power it's using. I want to make sure that it's doing a great job playing the game. And where do we go through here? So some of the things that they have for additional features. Here's a picture of the 3090, and the 3080 looks like this too. It's just dual slot instead of triple slot. This new cooler here I really like. Do they have maybe I can click on a different image here. I'm just going through. Like they have this 39 or 3080 there, and you can see that on the back it has two fans. So the one fan sucks air in and out through the um, PCI plate, as well as this fan is a through fan, so the air can go through because they're doing a compact PCB, which then this airflow is going to help cool other components, go outside the case. It's going to exhaust and at least get some airflow where you're not going to have that card basically splitting your case anymore. You can actually get that airflow through. I think this is going to be a great design. Something I think is going to have to take into account from AIBs, as well as AMD is going to have to take note to this and do a design probably close to it or something like it, because if this proves to keep the card cooler and people like it for airflow in their case, it's something that AMD is not going to be able to ignore, or AIBs. But let's go back down to pricing here. And this is where I was really shocked overall, right? You have the 3070 at $499. So, and they're saying that that's going to replace your 2080 Ti, which was 2080 Ti was what, $1,000, $1,200, someplace in there. So overall, that's coming way down in price, and this is going to be available in October. Now, I'd like to see that, of course, a little bit cheaper, right? The last card I bought was $500. I kind of liked something, or a 3080 in that price range, but I can see prices slightly increasing because there hasn't been much competition. But then you have the 3080 at $699 or $700. That's going to be available on the 17th of September. Now, this card is, going to be faster than that 2080 Ti. So, yeah, take a look at where the 2080 Ti was. The more and more I look at it, it seems like that 2000 series was just an introductory, trying to beta test what it actually was. There was a lot of research and development into it, and they're trying to recoup all that cost, that sunk cost in it. And I'm guessing that also reason why the prices they didn't sell as many of the 2000 series as they really wanted to. And I think it also has to do with consoles coming up and maybe what AMD has in the hopper. And then you have the 3090. This is, I think, Nvidia's move to say, hey, we are going to be the top end card here, and we are going to make sure that we stick with it. So we are going to do 24 gigs of RAM, throw all these CUDA cores at it, all this graphics power. $1,500 is what it's going to cost you, and you can have it on September 24th. So get your fingers ready to click that button and click buy now on those days. But we will see how fast they sell out, and with these prices I expect them to sell out pretty quickly. Now, with that going through, I think that these overall have the console side of it being a big factor into what the prices are, right? So the consoles are coming out, and maybe Nvidia knows something we don't know yet, which could be, and they want to make sure that you're buying their graphics card and not the consoles, right? If you have $500 to spend, $600 to spend, and Christmas gift or whatever else, a lot of people are going to go to consoles, right? A lot of consoles are sold every single year, and there's going to be a lot sold this year because it's a new console generation. So let's put a price point in. Let's try to go after that market share. And with the console supporting ray tracing, there's going to be a huge advantage, hopefully, that the games coming out are going to support more ray tracing, that people are going to want these new cards to take advantage of it, so they have you should be able to get better graphics fidelity than you do on a console with these cards. So let's go there, and let's try to sway that buyer to get this and also have the game. So I think that's where Nvidia is coming for this, and you can do more with your PC as well. And that's kind of where I see these prices now that I see them, because I was expecting much higher because I thought Nvidia could have demanded that. Now we'll have to wait and see what AMD has with their RDNA 2 architecture, because maybe AMD can come in. I think AMD is going to have to come in at or $50 cheaper than these cards if they're going to release in, let's say, December, and try to disrupt it. Now there's also a huge price gap between the two when you look at the 3090 and the 3080. I'm guessing there's going to be a 3080 Ti at some point, and that's going to be That's gonna be something that is gonna fill that price gap between $1,500 and $700. But let's see. Let's just click learn more on this card. You'll see that this is a dual fan here, down here, and you can see it does have partial of the fan going through on the 3070. Let's just take a look at some of these. I'm not going to go through and maybe go down the whole page. I won't click notify me because, well, there's other stuff there. But this one is kind of what the 3090 also looks like. You got the dual fans in the back, so exhaust air out through the faceplate, that PCI faceplate there, and then it just has air flowing through the back. I can't wait to see these designs be tested out. Here's some 3080, 2080, 1080. So there's kind of what they were on 3 different games: Control, Minecraft, and Borderlands. The innovative design. Oh, here's the design. So yeah, there's kind of a little bit on design. I think this is going to be a great little image. So you can see that fan at the bottom that has fully passed through, and then this fan will suck the air in and then out. So that, I think they did a great job there. And yeah, they kind of went through a lot of the other stuff that we already went through here. So my thoughts on this was Nvidia, I think, nailed the launch. I think they did a great job. I think I can't wait. I mean, I wish I could get my hands on one of these cards and use them, but that's just not really in the cards right now because it takes some money to do, and I don't have all that money that I can just go spending on stuff. But I'd love to test one of these out. I'd love to try their new broadcast feature too, to see how it compares with AMD and to see how the bugs are compared to the AMD one as well, because I I get a lot of questions on the AMD one. Maybe the streaming tab's not there, this and that, and see if Nvidia has those as well. Maybe a stability issue there. Just kind of going through my head on some of the things I'd like to test between the two. You know, yeah, I have a Vega right now. At some point, that's going to get upgraded. A lot of the stuff in Vega just isn't there. I also like to see what the Windows scheduler, not the GPU scheduler now with these new cards. Does PCI Express 4 really do matter something? And that's something I have to do more research on because I don't have a computer with PCI Express 4. They also talked about a little bit about a loading directly from your SSD. Will that make a difference in playing games? I think it will. And Microsoft's supposed to be working on that with them. I'm guessing that's going to come to AMD as well. This is a huge advantage for games, and we're going to be able to see where games kind of land for this. So let me know what your comments are below. Let me know some things that you'd like to see as well. If I ever get my hands on one of these, I'd love to be able to test out stuff for you guys, and just take your questions on what you guys like to see tested on the cards as well, because I think community-driven feedback on what you want to see and what you want to get information on just provides a better roundness so that we all know what's actually on those cards. And hopefully a lot of the reviewers will do that as well, that actually get the cards to test. So with that, I do want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for helping support Gray Overload and helping this channel grow. I really appreciate it. You guys have been great at supporting this channel. And until next time, I want to say God bless, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.